Okay, episode 2 of the Underpants on the Outside podcast.
We're here again.
We are here again.
Yeah.
In this fine establishment.
Next to the disco.
Yeah.
Yes, we are next to the disco.
Yeah.
So we're not actually in the submarine anymore.
No, we had to sell that.
Yeah.
So where are we now?
In the youth club. Under the youth club.
Under the youth club.
In our lair.
Who are having a disco.
Yes.
That doesn't sound too creepy though, does it?
No.
We're under the youth club in our lair.
Sorry, I almost did an IT crowd joke there, and it's totally inappropriate, so I'm not going to say it.
Let's not do that.
I'm not going to do that. Right, so episode 2. You've got me, Rob. We've got Raven.
Hello.
And we've got Adam.
Hello. I
We've
don't know
got
why he does
Graham.
it. He says a
Hello.
name and points to someone
I
else.
say your name, that's it.
And you point at someone else.
Can I say hello now?
Go on, sorry.
Hello.
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 Right, back for episode 2.
You've said that already.
I'm here.
Yes, you
Who
are.
else is here?
Let's not do that again.
No, let's not do that.
An hour later.
Okay.
We're all still here.
So, do you want me to read this massive list of comics
It's
again?
not a massive list, is it?
What is this? Is this stuff that came in?
Hang on. I'm going to mix this up a bit, I think.
Go on, mix it
Right.
up. Do
You read the list of comics that are
go on then. Okay. Right, comics coming in this week. We've got Aquaman 33, Batman 41. Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, that told you.
Yeah. Batman and the Signal number 2. It's part 2 of the 3-part limited series. Batman Sins of the Father number 1. So some 6-part limited series starting this week.
Yep.
Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 4.
Which is brilliant.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is, genuinely. It's really, really good fun.
I have to have a look at the artwork on that one because
It's fantastic.
I imagine it to be crap.
No, it's really good. It's one of the better comics out there. It's really well written. The artwork's awesome. And it's just a really enjoyable read.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. He didn't sound too.
Honestly, it is.
I
I promise you.
I'll have a look at it. I'll have a look.
Great. No one's disputing it, Rob. Calm down.
No.
Look, it is all right.
In fact, it's the read of the week now.
Batman number 12, Bombshells United.
Batman number 12.
That's what it says.
You sure it's not?
No, sorry, Batwoman number 12.
Yep.
It's all right. My eyesight's terrible.
You wrote it.
Did you
I
just
didn't
assume
write
the
it.
gender of Batwoman?
I didn't write it.
Copied and pasted it.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Mate sent it me. Bombshells United number 12. Brave and the Bold, Batman and Wonder Woman number 1.
Which
6.
looks really nice. It's drawn by Liam Sharp.
Oh, okay, cool.
Is our friend Liam
Our friend
Sharp.
Liam
That's
Sharp.
the one. Yep.
Good. Cave Carson Swamp Thing Special number 1. It's a bit of a weird title.
Yeah, there's a whole load of crossovers that they're doing
Right.
with the Young Animal line. There's a weird picture of Batman dressed up as a vicar.
Okay.
The storyline's called Milk, actually.
Sure, is that Batman dressed up as a vicar or Bruce Wayne dressed up as a vicar?
No, it's Batman as a vicar.
Bruce Wayne dressed up as Batman, dressed up as a vicar.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation
That's the
before.
Is it
I don't know.
the Vicar of Gotham? Like a comedy show.
With the church being burnt down in its first day.
Yeah.
The end.
Damage number 2.
First one was alright.
Deathbed number 1, which is another limited series starting. Green Lantern 41. Harley Quinn 38. Injustice 2 number 20. Justice League 39. Nightwing 39. Super Sons 13. Superman 41. Teen Titans Go 26. Trinity 18. Wonder Woman Conan 6 of 6.
That's the last one.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman and Conan.
Yep, it's crossover.
Nice.
Marvel we got coming out this week. Amazing Spider-Man number 796. Astonishing X-Men 8. Avengers 681. Black Panther Annual number 1. Daredevil 599. Deadpool vs Old Man Logan number 5. That's been a really good series. I've really enjoyed that one. Defenders number 10. Doctor Strange Damnation number 1. Nearly couldn't read that. Generation X 87. Incredible Hulk 713. Infinity Countdown Prime number 1. Luke Cage 170, Mighty Force 704, Monsters Unleashed number 11. I think that's the last one in that series.
Probably.
Punisher, The Platoon 6 of 6.
Yeah, that's
Last
The last one on that. Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 17, Tales of Suspense 102, which strangely enough is a part of a limited series, but they've continued the
original numbering.
numbering for the limited time that they're, which is a bit of a strange way of doing it.
Anyway, confuse people.
Yeah, Venom 162, which is part of a crossover with X-Men Blue, and X-Men Gold number 22.
Well done. Round of applause for Grant.
Oh, thank you very much.
I'm not clapping that.
Oh, damn it! I'm not reading it all out again.
So, we've read anything this week that we liked?
I've just read the last 2 parts of Orphan X, which is part of the All New Wolverine storyline, and that was really good. It's a really good story. It started after Legacy, and the thing that I most like about it is where they're in with the X-Men, in the X-Men sort of part of the Marvel, there's quite a few characters that are all linked together to do with Wolverine. So you've got Old Man Logan, you've got Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, you've got the new Wolverine, and you've got her clone Gabby, who goes under the name of Honey Badger.
She's got a clone as well.
Yeah.
Honey Badger.
Yeah. And they're all together in this one story as Orphans of X, and it's a really great story. I really enjoyed it.
Do you need to know your Wolverine history to appreciate the story, though?
Not really. No, it does sort of explain bits and pieces as the story progresses. I mean, it does help to know that, you know, how the characters relate to each other, but it's not necessary that you need to know all of that detail.
Do you think it added to your enjoyment of it because you know so much about it?
Yeah, because with Wolverine's son Ken, he's been a good guy, he's been a bad guy, so he flip flops all over the place, and so you never know where you are with him within the context of the story. So the fact that, you know, he's been a good guy in this storyline, it's sort of, you know, they're all together. It's almost like, you know, your favourite characters all getting together to be a team for once rather than fighting each other, or, you know. But yeah, it was a really good storyline.
One of the things that Marvel does do very well, especially the trade paperbacks. In fact, even in the comics, they do a lot of recapping. You know, there's usually a page at the beginning,
yes,
that tells you exactly what has happened.
Yeah.
So even if you've missed the previous issue, read that and it will just put you straight up to speed. And I've noticed DC doesn't do that.
It's also pretty good if you're starting to get into comics as well, because you can read that blurb on the front page, and it'll tell you a little bit about the character, and it'll tell you what's happened in the previous few comics as well. So if even if it's a brand new story arc, which, you know, a lot of comic companies now are doing that. They're not just writing a continuing story, which if you go back through, you know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, they tended to be, you know, just a long running storyline, and if they were going to do a trade for something, it would be, you know, a specific story that, you know, like the Dark Phoenix saga. They were all numbered, so you know, right, those comics are the Dark Phoenix saga. But if you were to go through collections of comics that people have, you wouldn't necessarily be able to say, right, those 6 comics that run concurrently are part of that story, and then the next 5 are another story. Whereas a lot of companies now, they're doing that. They know where the story's going. They know how many issues it's going to run for.
It's the way the industry works at the moment.
It's more tailored to trades.
Yeah, it's gauged towards trade paperbacks.
Yeah,
it does.
And then let's just cut it up and release it monthly.
Yeah,
which I can see the benefits of both ways. Personally, I prefer it the way it is at the moment. I love the fact that everything, that 99% of everything that's released monthly is collected together as a trade paperback.
Yeah.
Well,
some people only read trades.
Yeah,
as well, don't they?
That's fine.
And I think that's probably why a lot of companies now do that. Because they know that people, you know, they'll when they're commuting to work, they'll sit on a train or on a bus or whatever, and they'll take a trade with them because they don't want to take individual issues.
But it used to be that only a few select stories would have made it into a trade.
Yeah.
But now you can almost guarantee that every single story that comes out is going to be a
and they also know that there's a few weirdos out there like myself that will buy the single issues and then buy the trade.
There
afterwards.
are no other weirdos out there like you.
Well, yeah, I am.
You have it
unique.
like at prime level.
Did DC do something similar to Marvel's Epic collection? So they'll just group a big bunch of comics together and then just print them off.
Yeah, they tend to do the older stuff,
Yeah.
which hasn't been in print for a while.
Yeah.
Everything that's especially with the Rebirth stuff, or it started with, like, say, New 52, when that kicked in, what, 4 years ago?
2011.
So a
Yeah.
bit longer than that
2011?
then, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it must be 'cause Rebirth, but it's over 2.
So,
yeah,
7 years ago.
It's quite a while ago. When the New 52 started, everything was reprinted in trade paperbacks, pretty much.
Right.
Again, 95% of everything you could buy as a trade paperback. And they've just kept that going with the Rebirth stuff.
Right.
Which is good. You know, and we sell an awful lot of trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot. You know, every Tuesday I get a list out of everything that we've sold in the week, and I've got to order it back in again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's just tons of it.
Yeah.
Which is great, because it means there's more people out there reading stuff that there has been before.
Yeah. And of course, it's a lot easier to find a trade than it is to find 6 individual issues of a comic that you want to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need 6 or 8 individual issues.
And there's a how do I word it?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
There's a group of people that don't want to buy comics.
Yeah.
There's like
There's a lot of people that see graphic, like a graphic novel or a trade as different
yes,
reading.
yeah, exactly.
in
It's
individual
almost
comics.
like I don't read comics.
No.
How dare you?
I know, it's amazing,
But
isn't
you're
it?
reading the trade paperback.
Oh, yeah.
But that's different. It's
yeah,
a book.
it's a graphic novel. It's not a comic.
Yeah.
It's a graphic novel then. For and maybe people have trouble with the thought of them as an adult reading a comic book as opposed to a graphic novel. I don't know. I mean, I've never had a problem. I don't care. I'll just read it.
Okay.
No.
Even going back to school when I used to sit in the
Yeah,
library,
yeah.
you know, and get the piss taken out of me because I was sat there reading comics. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm the one reading comics.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't care what you think.
No.
No, I tended to get that as well. It's like, what are you reading comics for? They're a kids thing.
Yeah.
But now, you've got how many comics?
Yeah.
And that'd be one of the first question, and then
What they were.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They must be.
They
worth
must be
loads.
worth a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there was different for us though, because I grew up reading 2000 AD, so it wasn't exactly a lightweight comic. It's a very hardcore comic, really.
Satirical.
So sitting at school reading a 2000 AD wasn't the same as sitting at school reading
Spider-Man.
a Spider-Man comic or a Wonder Woman comic or whatever it was that people were reading at schools back then. So I never really got it for reading comics because my comics had people dying like a lot and very bloody. So they thought it was cool, I guess. So I never got the piss taken out of me. Not for that anyway. For other things.
Being a dick.
For just generally being a dick, yeah.
The only thing I've mainly been reading is more Ninjak. I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah.
We should definitely do it as a read of the week, I think, at some point. I'll make you all read it.
Good luck with that.
Ninja K.
Ninja K, yeah.
Ninjak.
Nin-
See, I've looked at that myself, because in some places it's called Ninja K,
Yeah.
because there's like a little hyphen.
Yes.
But then in the actual issues, they just it's Ninjak. So they just change it whenever they feel like it.
What's on the What's on the
Doesn't matter.
front cover?
No, I'm just
Spider
quite-
Spider
I'm-
hyphen man.
Spider hyphen man.
Exactly.
Is it Ninja hyphen K?
Yes.
Right.
There
So
you
it's
go,
Ninja K then.
K then.
No, it's Ninjak.
No.
Because in the issue, that's how they refer to it.
On the title.
So what's that got to do with it?
Oh, let's move on. I'm bored of this. I was bored of this last week.
Anyway, that's
Yes.
what I've been reading.
And I've just been reading Punisher, as I do. More again.
Really?
Yeah, funny enough.
Funny
Well,
enough.
talking about, because we talked about it last week, the Slavers. I've been reading the Slavers issues again. Because that's what they reckon that the next Punisher series is going to be based on.
I think I might go back and reread all the Max titles.
Yes, do it.
Well, I've read them all twice,
Yes.
but they're so enjoyable. You do want to go back read them again.
Yeah, you kind of look at it thinking, I don't know if I can be bothered to read all of this again.
Yeah,
but as soon as you get into it,
exactly, and then you think, so and so's going, and then Barracuda's on his way. I'm going to read that one. Yeah, he's great. He's going to when they introduce Barracuda into the TV show.
Yeah.
In fact, talking about the TV show, I found an interesting bit of information out about that.
Go for it.
You know, we've got this Disney streaming service which is being launched.
Yes, Mickey Online or whatever they're going to call it.
Whatever.
Mouseflix.
They've.
They should totally call it Mouseflix.
That would be good. The president of Disney, Bob.
Mickey Mouse.
Iger.
Yeah.
That's the guy. Gave a press conference or a statement or whatever it was. And he cleared it up that all of the existing shows that are on Netflix at the moment will stay with Netflix. What's that noise?
That's my mobile phone.
It's a very loud mobile phone.
I know, yeah. I know. Hold on. I'll just turn it off.
Whatever. So they're all going to stay at Netflix.
Okay, so when the Disney service comes out, they're not going to migrate them over to the Disney.
It's going to stay with Netflix.
Okay,
which I think is a really good idea because that means they can do more hard-hitting stuff at Netflix, which is what we want with the Punisher.
Yeah, but they're not going to carry on putting things on Netflix though when the streaming service comes out.
No, exactly, and that's it, right? So they're not going to be getting new shows, which means they're going to want to keep the shows they've got, which means we are going to be getting a season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Daredevil and the Punisher and all of that because they're not going to want to let them go.
Who are?
Netflix.
I wonder how that would work with.
But if Disney aren't going to put their shows on,
any new shows, the existing ones will stay there.
Oh, okay. So they'll still carry on making them.
Yeah.
Put them on Netflix.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yeah, but I wonder how they're going to work that out with expanding with like Defenders and stuff, because at the moment Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Daredevil, Punisher, they're all in the same universe. They all lead Netflix. One onto the other. So
but where else are they going to go with that?
If they wanted to do something else, like I don't know, Misty Knight or something, whether they would still be able to do that.
Maybe you could
do it under that same.
Was it the Sisters of the Dragon as well? Was that one?
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember
which was the Power Fists.
Misty Knight, I think, is one of them.
Misty Knight.
Colleen Wing.
Yeah. Was it Misty Knight? One of them was the radio presenter as well. She was Black Cat or something.
Patsy something or other.
Yeah. She was also.
It'll probably be the same deal as what they've got with like Sony.
Yeah.
Or Fox. You know, if they had those characters, then they can use them.
Hellcat.
Yeah.
But it's still good news that the fact that they're not just going to suddenly stop.
Yeah.
And hey presto, we've got no Punisher Series 3.
Yes.
And we have to go.
I mean, I wouldn't have thought they'd do that anyway. I'd have thought they'd just have taken them over to Mouseflix or whatever, and then just carried on. But
no, they're not doing that.
Okay.
How did we get onto that?
I don't know. You started it.
You went Netflix.
Netflix. I remember. You were talking about the Punisher.
I was, yes.
Right. What's happening this week? Red Dwarf is 30.
Yeah.
Was any
happy birthday to you playing
how weird is that? Was any of you? Oh, I know Raven wasn't. Were either of you two watching the first episode?
No, because I was 8.
That's no bleeding excuse.
I didn't watch it when it first came out, but I was round a friend's house and his sister had recorded it, and I think she'd recorded it only a couple of weeks previous and said, "Look, watch this, it's really funny." And I did.
I do remember watching it. The first time I watched all of it.
Yeah.
I can remember my dad actually saw the advert for it and said, "We're watching this."
Yeah.
And it was growing up. I always loved like things like The Young Ones, stuff like that. And my dad never thought it was funny.
Okay.
So the fact that Red Dwarf came on, and because it was sci-fi, he wanted to watch it, and that's what we used to watch it together. It was mine and his thing.
Yeah, mine was the tripods.
Oh yeah,
and the Triffids.
Yeah,
that's the things that I remember watching.
See, the Triffids. There was only like 6 episodes.
I think it was 8. Yeah, 6 or
Not
7,
many.
6 or 8. Yeah, it's a great show, really great show.
Yeah, it is. It was very dark,
Yeah, Tripods is good too. It's funny now.
but they never finished it.
No. Well, how many seasons did they get?
2.
2 or 3? Yeah. It's a shame.
Talking about stuff like that, we went to Southampton yesterday, me and Roden, because it was his birthday.
It was his 18th
18th.
birthday.
So we're looking around Southampton, and I picked up the complete run of the Tomorrow People.
No, really?
And I'd never seen it before.
Really?
So we got in last night, and I watched the first episode, and it was actually all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very 70s,
Oh, yeah.
but I quite enjoyed it. But I think there's like 8 series,
Yeah.
and there's
Blimey.
13 episodes in
Yeah,
each series.
it goes on.
There's quite a lot. But yeah, I'd never seen. It's one of those shows that I've never seen before. That, all right.
It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. It hasn't aged well, but if you can deal with it,
Oh yeah,
the story's still pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, it's like all of those shows, like the Prisoner and stuff. I mean, the Prisoner is probably the one that's aged the best because it was meant to be kind of weird and
It was filmed on proper film as well.
Yeah. So that's probably the one that's aged the best out of that kind of, you know, like Blake Seven and the Tripods.
I love all of that.
Yeah, it's great.
Blake Steven's still awesome.
Yeah.
Space 1999.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Right, okay, what else? A Slaine movie. 2000 AD, Slaine.
I was never a big fan of Slaine.
Yeah, I did.
It was always I tend
I know
to skip it.
we did it as a Read of the Week, Slaine
did.
the Horned God, and you lot didn't like it.
No, I think it's the art that got me the most though.
Yeah, it
Because
definitely.
it's not the fantasy side. Because Conan is one of my favourite comics that I've read, you know, for a long time. That Dark Horse series of Conan. So it's definitely not the fantasy genre that I don't like. It was just Slaine. I think it was the art that put me off. It must have been.
Simon Beasley.
Yeah, it's just so erratic and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chaotic.
yeah. I mean, I understand why because that's how the story was. But I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Well, he's one of those characters that have been. He's been a mainstay in 2000 AD
Yeah.
since early 80s.
Yeah, if you had to like name the 4 main ones, it would be
Dread, Alpha, Road Trooper, Slaine.
Yeah. Yeah. So he is one of the 4.
So anyway, this came about because somebody tweeted out a question to do with the Conan TV show.
Yeah.
So somebody asked the writer of Slaine, Pat Mills,
Yeah.
any chance of a Slaine TV show. Duncan Jones, the director, who did Moon, which is fantastic,
Yeah.
and
Amazing.
the Warcraft movie from a couple of years ago,
Okay, not so good, but anyway.
which did fantastic in Japan, apparently.
Yeah.
He then retweeted and said, I've heard the rights for Slaine are really convoluted, but if they're not, I'll bite your arm off to do the Slaine movie. So Pat Mills then retweeted back and said, I've been in Contact Rebellion and there's no problem with the rights whatsoever.
Excellent.
It's all yours. So, I think it'd work very well as a movie. Like you said, basically, it's Conan
Yeah.
with more fantasy in it.
Yeah.
I mean, Conan's
More
got big
it's
monsters,
not.
but
It's more magic.
yes,
than
yeah,
Conan.
you've got the Earth Goddess,
Yeah.
and he has warp spasms and
Yeah.
deforms into different things, and it's potentially it could be a really good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the potential to be.
Yeah, but there was a fan made trailer which I posted up on Underpants on the Outside.
Yeah.
Anyone that's listening that doesn't follow us on Facebook, we've got a group, Underpants on the Outside. We just post all the new stuff up on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to join. So when I put that up, there was also a fan movie that's actually German, I believe, and it looks brilliant. It looks really, really good. And if it's half as good as that fan trailer, it'd make a really good movie.
Nice.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
What else? The New York Toy Fair is happening at the moment.
As we speak.
As we speak. So far they've announced in the region of 70 plus pop vinyls,
Yeah, I
Great.
read that.
which is insane. One of the things that they have announced, which Raven got really excited about. Raven, do you want to tell him? Or have you already told him?
I've already shown him.
Oh, you've already shown him.
The Watchmen.
The Watchmen 2-pack figures.
Yeah, so they're the same sort of scale as the old Star Wars figures, or bigger?
No, they're bigger.
No, they're bigger than that.
Okay.
This big.
Oh, okay, cool.
How big's that?
That
Just for
big.
the-
He just said. He just showed you it's that big. That's like 70 inches, isn't it? In man inches.
Yeah, right.
If that's like 6 inches,
About 150 mil.
yeah,
Half foot.
yeah.
So what ones are available? Or will be available?
It'd be Dr. Manhattan, the comedian Rorschach, and the mime. Oh, what was the other one called? I forgot what.
Miss
Marple.
Yeah,
It's Marple.
Yeah.
Anyway,
they're both the mimes.
both the mimes. They're based on the Doomsday Clock
Yeah.
series, which is running at the moment. But I think they look quite cool.
They look alright.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. I don't think they're meant to be massively accurate representations.
They're toys.
of them, because they're toys. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But hopefully there'll be a few more announcements. One of the things that I found out today, which has completely slipped me by and I didn't know about it, Metropolis is going to start filming.
Metropolis.
Yeah, see, you all look really perplexed at me now. Metropolis is a spin-off of Gotham.
Oh, right, okay.
I thought that was going to be Krypton.
Nope.
Hmm.
Why would Krypton be a spin-off from Gotham?
That's where it began. With
No,
Superman.
it's completely different. Krypton's a sci-fi show.
Okay.
So this is literally a spin-off from Gotham
Is it in the same universe?
in the same universe, as far as I know.
In the same city.
No, because it's Metropolis, you doik.
Just across
I
the
know nothing
ocean.
about it.
The first episode will be directed by Danny Cannon, who is the executive producer of Gotham, who actually directed the first Judge Dredd movie with Sylvester Stallone.
He's got a good track record then.
So is it going to get halfway through and Clark Kent's going to go, I'm going to be Superman to everyone?
Maybe. So yeah, that starts filming pretty soon. I didn't even know that existed.
No one's
Probably just another show that I won't watch because Gotham didn't really do it for me. in the
Which
end.
you should watch, because it's really good.
Season 2 got amazing.
I disagree.
You haven't watched it, you don't know.
I watched half of season 2 and it wasn't getting good.
What? It's the best show on TV at the moment.
That is definitely not true.
I'm annoyed that
No,
it's
it
actually
is.
taken a long time for it to reach us on TV.
Blame Channel 5.
I love the
That
fact
and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, because they're just wrapping up that series of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we hadn't even bloody seen the first episode of the latest series either.
Yep.
First world problems.
And all that.
I know
And all that. Right, the only trailer that was out this week, as far as I know, was the Cobra Kai one. Didn't you watch it?
No.
Oh, for God's sake.
I'm not interested. At least I don't think I am. You're probably going to show it to me now and I'll be like, yes, that's amazing. I won't.
Never know. Right, here we go.
I'm going to tell you it's crap anyway, whether I like it
the
or
radio
not.
is loud.
Isn't it?
It's the disco. That's the DJ talking.
Oh, okay.
You want to tell the youth leader to turn it down a bit?
Tell the youths.
The youth.
Right, here you go.
Yeah, it's crap.
Yeah, what?
Fighting positions.
Oh, God. Oh.
Oh,
I just
Danielson.
don't know why you'd ever want to bring back Cobra Kai. You're not trained to be merciful here. Mercy is for
What's
the weak.
Namaste?
Namaste? I don't know.
Is that like Namaste?
None of that matters unless you have balance. Are you ready to learn the way of the fist? Yes, sir! Johnny, you and I, we aren't done.
Is that them?
Yeah.
No, not interested. I mean, I'm surprised that they've got them back together to do this.
I think
They probably haven't done a lot recently.
They've both been on the
Dole.
convention circuit for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
One's a used car salesman.
Yeah,
The other one
yeah.
washes windows
Yeah,
for
exactly.
a living.
Yeah.
So I think they probably jumped at the chance. It's actually a TV show.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not surprised that
Paid.
they said yes, we'll do it.
Yeah, paid by YouTube.
Really?
Yes.
Is it what? It's a YouTube movie.
It's a YouTube TV show.
Oh, it's a TV show.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more
Well,
sense.
they call it a YouTube series.
Okay.
YouTube Red.
Is it?
I think.
Yeah, YouTube Red is.
I
a
don't know what the
subscriber
runtime
service.
is. I haven't got a clue.
Is it going to be on YouTube?
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
No, that's it. Only on YouTube.
I suppose. But if anyone
Well-
watched the Karate Kid, there's the sequel.
Is that a pay to see it job?
It's
Okay.
it'd be
Is it?
on their subscriber service, which is YouTube Red. You have to, yeah.
It's bad enough you have to pay for a bloody TV licence, let alone having to watch all these different things
I
on
don't-
different
I
bloody
don't have to
places
pay for a
trying to
TV
pay
licence.
for everything.
I don't pay for a TV license. Shit. But I don't have to. It's all right.
No, you haven't got to.
No.
No one's making you
No,
unless you've got a TV.
no
And
I
then
have
you've
a
got
t-
to
I have a TV,
right.
but I don't have to have a TV license because I don't watch TV on it. I only watch.
Is it an ornament?
No, I watch Netflix and use my PlayStation 4. That's it.
Which you can get YouTube on.
I can.
There you go, you can watch that
I
then.
can get YouTube on my TV.
So
Anyway.
I will watch that.
Yeah.
Just to say I've watched it, I probably won't watch it again
I'm
and
not
again,
surprised
but I will watch
you
it.
will watch it.
Right, talking about me watching crap movies.
Here we go.
I've watched crap movies.
Have you?
I have. Right, let's start with the crappiest one. I was really bored last night, so I watched the latest Power Rangers movie,
Oh my god. What, the reboot one?
the reboot.
How is it?
How bad
I
is it?
assume-
Is it like on the
I-
scale of
but-
it's awful being 0 and it is absolutely fucking dire
But-
being 10? Like, where are we on the scale of 0
By
to
the
10?
fact that you said I've watched some really awful movies, and this is the one you went with to start with, I'm assuming
Well, it's the one
sort of-
that I didn't really have a vested interest in because I'm not really a massive Power Rangers fan.
But you are a fat Power Rangers fan.
No.
Well, then just say you're not a Power Rangers fan.
Rather
instead of
than
saying
you're not a
a
massive.
massive Power Rangers fan.
Well, no, I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not a die-hard fan. I'm not even a fan.
That's the way. That's the
Yeah.
way to describe it.
Still been picky.
Well,
So anyway, this appeared on Netflix,
Yeah.
right? And I saw the trailer when it first came out, and I think we even talked about it on the last podcast. Well, one of the previous podcasts.
one of the
Yeah.
historical ones.
Yes. And the trailer made it look okay.
Yeah, the trailer
Yeah.
makes it kind of look okay.
Kinda.
Yeah, but it's really not.
It's kind of okay.
No, it's really not.
To the point where it's watchable? Barely.
No.
I'm not annoyed that I watched it,
Well, no, you chose to watch
because
it.
I chose to watch it, and I even finished it.
Okay.
Right. I can see why a lot of people didn't like it. As in, I can see why the fans didn't like it,
Okay.
because it's not aimed at them.
No.
It's aimed at morons like me that haven't got a clue what's going on.
Well, yeah. Okay. I'll agree with that.
It's-
With the second part of that.
Yeah.
The
It
hits
was
and all.
okay. I wouldn't say it's worth watching, but if you've got nothing else to do,
No.
No,
No.
I've got some paint to watch dry.
Yeah, there are always things to do
Well,
other than watch that.
there was
Even
a
if
few-
it just means go to bed at 6 o'clock in the evening.
there
I'd
was a
rather
few
do
choices
than
that
watch
they
it.
made in the direction of it that just shouldn't have been made.
Yeah.
Like, the Power Rangers don't even turn up until like 20 minutes
From the end.
from the end of the movie.
Okay.
And the rest of the time it's just teenagers arguing.
So it
So
shouldn't
it's
have
like-
been called Power Rangers.
So it's like
movie,
Dawson's Creek.
Well, they're training how to do it, and it's part of the plot that they can't get their costumes.
Why? Do they even know they have costumes?
Yeah, but they just can't access them.
Why are they like...
Because it's inside them, and they have to work together as a team, and if they're not all... But, it's, you know,
What's a
it's
load
team.
of bollocks?
Go team.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no Iron Team, but there is a uniform inside me.
That's
No,
right.
That makes no sense. at all.
It was all right.
No.
I'll never watch it again,
No.
but it was all right.
I'm surprised you watched it once.
I was bored, I told you.
I'll be surprised if I watch it once. To be
Yeah, me
honest.
too.
Right, I also watched the Cloverfield Paradox.
Okay, this is something that I am interested in watching, so don't spoil it too much.
Everybody
because I've not
dies.
seen it. Well, everybody dies.
I'm not, so you can spoil it for me.
Right.
I will kick up a fuss.
Okay.
I thought you were going to kick something else.
No.
Then.
I will make the rest of the time in this room miserable for everyone.
All right.
More miserable.
More miserable than normal.
Right, this is now the third movie to come out.
Third?
Third.
Yes, because of Cloverfield Lane
Uh-huh.
and, of course, Cloverfield.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
So, I watched Cloverfield when it first came out,
Yeah.
and it was one of those throwaway movies.
I
It's
quite
like,
liked
it's
it.
all right.
I thought I've got a thing for found footage movies, and I think they kind of did it quite well.
Yeah,
I like that.
it was worth watching, but it wasn't. It didn't set the world alight, if you like.
No, definitely not. But
But
I
it was
don't think it
okay.
was ever designed to.
No. So then Cloverfield Lane came out, and they did all the trailers, and they looked bloody good.
Yeah.
But no, it was called something else, wasn't it? They didn't say it was Cloverfield Lane.
I don't.
In the early trailers,
Remember.
they called it something else, and it
Don't
wasn't until the
remember.
very last minute
Yeah.
when they went, "Oh, by the way, this is a sequel."
Well, it's not necessarily a sequel.
Right, I'll get into that. Right. Then this one came out, Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
There was a trailer for it on the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and then Netflix dropped it the day after,
Yeah.
which I think's great. I
I
love
do
stuff
too.
like that. It's
Yeah.
brilliant
I do too.
because in today's society, we all know films that are being made that we're not going to see for another, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And everybody that's in on this stuff knows what's coming.
Yeah.
So the fact that they managed to make this movie and just release it to everyone at the same time, I really like that.
Yeah. I do too.
So I watched it again. It was alright. I quite enjoyed it. It's had an awful lot of bad press online. A lot of people slagging it off. I don't see the problem with it. It was okay.
I don't imagine it's going to be groundbreaking, but I think it'll be all right.
Exactly.
It'll be like the other two movies.
Right. If you like the first two, you'll like this one.
I like the
Right.
first one. The second one is completely different
Yes.
movie, and I like that as well. I thought it was
Right,
great.
now I was under the impression that they're all set in the same place.
They're-
As in the same universe, if you like.
Oh, they are,
There's
I
something that's happened, and you get a different snap
Yeah.
from a different place.
What they said when they first released Cloverfield was that it was the beginning of this kind of snapshot movie making. So this is what's happening at this point. This
Yep.
is what's happening over here. It was just an entrance into the universe where they could tell different stories from different points of view.
Yes.
They were saying they might tell stories from the army's point of view fighting this giant creature, or from somebody who's not even in the city but is affected somewhere else. And that's what they're doing,
Yes.
as far as I can see.
Very well,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I watched it, and I'm like, that's all right. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But then I watched a video it was on YouTube actually, of somebody explaining all the things you missed in Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah.
I missed a lot.
Yeah.
I missed a heck of a lot.
Okay.
It's... Oh, Christ, how can I go into it without spoiling anything?
Well, let's not.
Alright, put it this way.
I'll watch it and we'll talk about it next week.
You don't even have to watch them in the set order.
No.
You can watch them in any order and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't matter
yeah.
because they don't really...
Interact with each other.
But they do on a small basis.
Right.
Now, there was... have you ever heard of ARGs? I can't remember what they stand for. They're sort of like media viral campaigns.
Okay.
And there's like hidden things which you can... Like if they say a website in one of the movies,
Yeah.
you can go to that website
Yeah.
and get more information.
Okay.
And there's like hidden things in footage and things like that. When you start piecing it all together, what you're actually watching in the movies, you think it's one thing, it ain't. It's something completely different. And I sat there thinking, bloody hell, I missed all of that.
Well, I'll watch that. I might watch that.
It's
tonight.
worth watching. It's worth watching all three of them back to back because you'll pick up more stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth watching.
I'll give
Definitely.
it a go.
Give it a go.
Yeah.
Right, and the other one that I watched this morning actually was Colossus, which we talked about in a previous podcast. Which was you've got like this socialite woman in America. She's like a party girl, always going out getting drunk. It's a proper, like hard-hitting film, if you like.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend kicks her out, so she moves back to her hometown. Stays in her parents' place. It's got no furniture. She's sleeping on the floor. Meets an old friend. Gets a part-time job as a waitress. It's a proper like drama, if you like.
Yeah.
And then a giant monster attacks Seoul.
Okay.
You remember watching the trailer?
Yes, I think so.
No.
You watched it.
I wanted to watch that movie. Why have I not watched it?
I
I
don't
forgot
know.
about it.
So a giant monster attacks Seoul, a la Godzilla,
Yeah.
and then she realises that it's her, and the stuff that she's doing
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
reflects. Well, the monster reflects what
That's
she's
not
doing.
a bad movie, surely.
It was really good,
No. What?
which is why I left it till last.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. I want to
but
watch
I
that.
enjoyed it.
I totally forgot about that.
And it's on Amazon Prime
Yeah.
at the moment, called Colossus.
Okay. Cool. I've got James's Amazon Prime account.
But it's enjoyable because it's unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because when I watched the trailer, it was like, oh, I kind of know where that film's going now. You don't.
No.
Yeah, it's an enjoyable movie. You should watch it, definitely.
The only new thing I watched this week was The Founder, which is
Tom
about
Hanks?
no. What's his name? Played Batman.
Oh, Michael Keaton.
Michael
yeah,
Keaton. Yeah.
McDonald's.
About the McDonald's. The
It's
Founder.
really good. I
I
liked it.
Yeah, he was a horrible fucking person. But I never once during the film did I think I don't like him. Because what he did was horrendous. You know, he stole the name of McDonald's
Yeah.
from these two poor brothers that just let him in a little bit, and that was it. He was just took everything.
He was a ruthless businessman.
But he deserved. I couldn't help feeling the fact that he deserved to be successful because he put everything on the line. He mortgaged his house and everything.
You do know this is a movie, and it might be twisted slightly.
I
from
know,
reality.
but all I'm talking about is the character in the movie. I'm not talking about him in real life. I'm no doubt that he was a vile human being, but America is as much to blame as he is for letting him trademark their name, take the name off of their restaurant, the very first McDonald's that these two brothers had, open up a McDonald's opposite him, and then 3 years later put him out of business. After taking everything from him. And they said to him, I mean, this was, again, this may not be true, but in the movie, they say to him, no, we showed you round. We showed you everything we have. Why didn't you just go and do it? And he said, because it was the name I wanted. And that's exactly what he said to him. I wanted the name. It was all about the name.
But it's one of those films where you stop, you'd be like flicking through stuff, going, no. You get to it and you go, oh God, all right then.
Yeah.
And then you watch it and you're like, actually, this is really good.
It was a great movie. It was one of the movies where not one point during it do you think, what time? I still how long is it left? Why am I
it's
still
a
watching
good
this?
film.
It was good.
And Michael
Fully
Keaton's a
engaged.
good actor.
He's great, and I think that it helps that it was him playing the guy. It helped me to not dislike him because it's Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's a nice guy in everything he plays. Even if he plays an arsehole, he's still a nice guy. Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot. I'd recommend it if you've got some time to kill.
And you like McDonald's?
Yeah,
It's also a very good insight into the way McDonald's actually practices or does business now.
I don't think they do it in this country like that. Because again, the
It's
other
more
thing.
franchise.
Well, it was all
Rather
franchised in
than-
America. But
No,
the way
he figured it out, he wasn't making any money, basically. And they cover all this in the movie. They weren't making any money until someone realised that the actual money is made from the property.
yeah.
So every franchise around the world,
No, it's not around the world.
well, it is in the UK, I know it is.
It's not. I don't think it is in the UK. I don't think
Well, they own the buildings.
No, yeah, but that's different. That's not. That's.
And it's
That's
our
not
location.
what they did. That's not what they
No,
did.
But the way it works now is this is the location that we own. We've bought this building.
You have to lease it from
You
us.
have to lease it from us from this location, and that's where the money comes from.
So
It's
the way
it's
the way
rents,
he did
basically.
it, the way he did it was he bought the land. They would then go and get a loan to build the McDonald's restaurant, but they had to. It was in the contract. They had to lease the land from him. So he ended up making. Basically, he was a retail. What do they call them? people who own land.
Property mogul.
Well, yeah. So that McDonald's was essentially just a property company. That
Yeah. The burgers and chips and stuff was just a byproduct
yeah.
of all of that. And the only reason why they did it is because that's how he started selling milkshake machines.
Yeah, because they ordered 5, and he was like, "No one can order 5. Who's going to make that many milkshakes?" And then he stole them, stole their business, basically. And but the worst thing, and I'm pretty sure, and this is true, that they wanted 1% of the profits yearly, and they said to them, they said to the brothers, "We won't write that into the contract on paper, but we'll do it on a handshake basis. So we'll agree to it now and shake hands on it, but we won't write it into the contract." And they've never paid them, and it's worth 100 million a year. That 1%. I mean, they got 2.6 million each a payout, but
Which is nothing.
no. Well, back then it was. I mean, it was.
Well,
It's
back
not
then,
nothing,
yeah.
but still, you know. I mean, 100 million a year they would have been getting.
But yeah, it's a good film. Right, I think that's everything that's happened, isn't it?
I watched Black Panther yesterday.
Oh yeah, Black Panther.
Have you
I haven't
guys
watched
seen
it yet. No, I'm going to go on
I haven't
Monday.
either. What do you think?
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it fits into the universe well.
It certainly does. It advances the whole MCU storyline. Yeah,
Does it lead into Avengers?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. It's more of a standalone film than sort of like, you know, here we go, we're leading off into Infinity War, which I think is a good thing. It didn't sort of overshadow the Black Panther character and, you know, and everything else that goes off in Wakanda. But it does advance some of the storyline that's been before. So with Ulysses
All right.
Claw and, you know, and the vibranium and stuff like that. So it addresses more with that. But yeah, it doesn't lead into Infinity War. But yeah, it's a really good film.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go on Monday. Raven didn't want to watch it.
It's not for everybody.
It's not DC.
The trailer didn't look good.
You did.
Alright, the first trailer did, then I watched the second trailer and I saw what the main villain looked like, and it was just Black Panther but gold. And I kind of
With
like
Gold Panther.
Yeah, but I was just lazy.
That's
So
just
I
lazy
thought-
writing.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I
I'm going
watched
Monday.
Deadpool.
Oh,
That I'm going to watch.
I also watched the Cornetto Trilogy again.
Oh, all three.
Yeah. So it's the second time I've seen the third one, The World's End.
Mhm.
I've seen the other two countless times, but I didn't really like the third one.
It's a different movie.
But I liked it a lot more the second time I watched it.
I think I've watched it twice.
Didn't you say that your wife watched it again recently and she liked it the second time?
Yes.
Yeah. Liked it more the second time.
Oh, I don't know. But she liked it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I
Yes.
liked it. I didn't enjoy it as much the first time, but I enjoyed it a lot more.
I think it takes people out because people that love like Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, which I am one.
Yeah.
I think I quite happily say that Hot Fuzz is the greatest British film ever made.
I disagree.
in my
I
opinion.
think Shaun of the Dead is better than Hot Fuzz.
There you're wrong.
No, I definitely think that.
No, I think it's the greatest British film ever made. Beats everything else.
What?
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz is the greatest British film ever made?
Yes.
You're a maniac.
It's true though.
In
Well,
your
it is
head-
true, yeah,
in
you
your
are
head
a
it's
maniac.
true.
When you break it down, whether it's the acting, the directing, the story, the editing, the cast, it's nearly perfect. It's brilliant.
It is good. I'll give you that.
Brilliant film.
I'll give you that. But I'd argue that it's not the best.
Name one that's better.
Well, I can't right now.
Well, you can't then, can you?
Well, no, that's not true. Just because I can't now, it doesn't mean I can't.
All right.
I will.
How long do you need?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
You got 10 seconds.
No.
9.
You just keep counting in seconds there. This is going to be great for
6.
people to listen to.
4, 3, 2, 1. Right, so I'm right then. But anyway, when Shaun of the Dead came out,
Yes.
everyone liked it.
Yes.
Hot Fuzz came out, everyone liked it.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of more of the same.
Yeah.
And then World's End came out and they changed it a little bit.
Mm.
Slightly less likeable characters.
I think
and
there
I
was-
think that's the
I-
reason why
I don't-
people didn't like
I
it
don't
as
think
much.
they were
But on repeat viewing, they warmed to them.
I don't think it was the fact that they were slightly less likeable. I think there was more main characters.
Yes, and
Shaun of the Dead, there's only 2 real main characters. Hot Fuzz, there's only two main characters. Shaun of the Dead, there's World's End, there's 5 or 6.
5.
and they all get their time to
Yeah.
shine, if you like.
And don't get me wrong, the characters are great, and I love the way they change during the film. They kind of come out of their shells a lot, but it's just more to think about. You know, if you got 2, sure,
Yeah,
Simon
it wasn't
Pegg.
what people wanted.
No.
Oh, I think it was different to what people expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So they were expecting the same type of formula from the first 2 films, and they didn't get what they thought they were going to get.
yeah.
Which doesn't make it a bad film.
No. I just think the chemistry between Simon Pegg and Nick Frost is brilliant.
Yeah.
In everything they've done, apart from it's not as good in The World's End because they're such great mates
Yeah.
in real life. So I think that comes through in those first.
Yeah,
2
and
films.
people know that, and they don't want them to argue.
No.
They want them to be stupid.
Yeah. But anyway, I enjoyed it more the second time.
Yeah, yeah. I'll go back to those movies
Yeah.
time and again.
Yeah.
Okay, so is everyone done?
I'm
What
done.
have you done, Rev? You've hardly said anything again.
Well, he's 18 now.
Not really much. I had a cold, so
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Okay.
Yeah. Cheers.
Raven soundbite for the week. I had a cold.
I had a cold.
Oh,
it's all this talking.
Right. What's that you got there?
so this
Yeah.
is. We talked quickly about it last week. This was our read of the week.
Oblivion Song.
Oblivion Song by Robert Kirkman and Lorenzo
Yeah, go on.
Di Felici.
Go on.
Felici? Lorenzo Di Felici. Is that right?
I guess. Yep. We'll go with that. We'll go with your first 3 attempts.
Thanks.
The film.
That guy.
Yeah.
So, something new that they've done with this before we get into the story and stuff. This hasn't come out yet.
No.
And how have you managed to get hold of that?
Haha. So, issue 1 comes out, I think it's next month. One of the interesting bits of information that I found out that Robert Kirkman said, and Robert Kirkman being the writer behind Walking Dead and Outcast,
Yep.
which were both turned into TV shows,
Yep.
he has stated that there will be no second printing of the first issue
Of this.
of this.
Okay.
There will be plenty of first printings, but there will be no second printings.
Okay.
Right?
So that's creating demand straight away.
Straight away. Clever man.
Yeah.
So, they've done a new thing with this, whereas it hasn't come out yet.
Jesus, what? You all right over there?
No, I'm dying. Hang on, I'm going to have a drink. See, this is what I have to do.
He's choking on his own words.
I know.
There's that many of them that are trying to come out of his mouth at once.
Normally, you're a twat. You're a twat.
That's only 3.
You're a
That's
twat.
That's
Why have
2
you-
words.
Why have you pointed at Adam 3 times?
I don't. Why did
'Cause
I
he's-
get triple twatted?
Some people deserve it. So, they've tried to do something a bit different. This hasn't come out yet, but they've already collected it in a trade paperback for the retailers.
Yes.
So, another interesting bit of information is,
This is all relative. The interestingness of it.
Yep.
Of course.
Yes.
right, they only printed 1,500 of these. That's it. And they sent them to the top 1,500 retailers
Easy for you to say.
around the world.
How did we get hold of one?
I know, it's great, isn't it?
With the 100 and
That's it. That's
1,500.
exactly what I thought today. We
Yeah.
must be the last one on that
We've
list.
got
I
to
don't care. We still got
We
one.
must have just snuck
Just
on that
snuck in,
list.
yeah.
Well, we got one.
There's another like comic company that's like sat there at a comic book shop going like, damn it, we didn't beat them.
Yeah.
Well, there was a few things online, especially eBay. These have already been selling for like 90 quid each.
Really?
Well, because it hasn't come out yet, and this is the first 6 months worth. And there's an awful lot of people out there that like Robert Kirkman
Yeah.
that will quite happily pay to get their hands on stuff. And the fact that this has only got 1,500 print run,
So
these will go up in price.
I need to take that home with me and finish reading it.
No, you don't.
eBay.
So, we've read it. Who's going to say what the story is?
You.
Why me?
Because your voice is
my
going.
voice is going.
I want to hear you struggle.
Right, Adam, you read it all this morning.
Yes.
Explain to the people listening what the story is.
I don't know because I didn't really read it. I did actually. I'm lying. I don't know how to explain it. So basically, it's set in our universe, I guess, but 10 years ago, maybe more.
Well, it's not in our universe then, is it?
No, it's set in a universe similar to ours, is what I'm saying. I mean, like, the cities are real, as opposed to in Gotham and shit like that, right? It's set in Philadelphia, where all the good things are set in Philadelphia, of course.
Like the cheese.
Always sunny in Philadelphia.
Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Like the cheese.
Didn't he
spread.
die in that? Spoilers.
Didn't who die?
In Philadelphia.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, the movie with Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had full-blown AIDS.
Wasn't there another one, the Philadelphia Experiment?
And that was pretty bleak as well, wasn't it?
Anyway,
there were
shut
people
up!
in the middle of boats and stuff. Like,
Yeah, they was like materialised in the deck.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done. You can describe. I will just sit here and say nothing.
So you're just going to sit there and say nothing?
Yeah.
We're talking about Punisher next.
We could do, couldn't we?
Go for it.
See how long it takes him to say something. Come on, explain what it is.
Okay, so it's set in Philadelphia. 10 years ago, an event happened where part of another universe came and suddenly appeared in the middle of Philadelphia. What did they say? 8 to 10 blocks, I think, disappeared.
Something like that.
And thousands of people died.
Disappeared.
Disappeared totally, yeah.
They assumed they died.
Yes, they assumed they died, but due to something to do with the seismic readings, they worked out that they hadn't died, and that this was part of another universe, and they'd been sent off to the other universe.
So they traded places.
Yeah, and then they created a way, or one guy did. He was a scientist, wasn't he, or something, but he created a way to go to the other universe, and he was rescuing people, bringing them back, and that's basically what the story is about.
He's looking for his brother.
He is looking for his brother ultimately, but I think they've rescued hundreds of people. But the last few times they've gone, they've not found anyone, so they've cut funding for the project. The government was funding the project, and now they've cut it. So he's bringing every now and then 1 or 2 people back, I think.
So what did you think?
It was all right. I can see it as a TV show, as you can with everything Robert Kirkman writes now.
It's basically just a storyboard for a TV show.
Yeah.
Almost word for word.
I read most of it, and if I'm honest, I did start to get a little bit bored with it.
Yeah.
But I can see if that was a TV show, I think it would hold my interest a bit more.
Yeah.
Because you'd have the action going on, and you'd be waiting for the next bit of action. Whereas, with that, it was sort of you get a bit of action, then you have to read through, a scene where there's a couple of people having an argument, or they're having a bit of a conversation.
I've got a theory about that. Especially when he jumps to the other dimension, there's lots of panels where he's just not talking.
Yeah.
Now it only takes you seconds to read that,
Well,
but in a TV show, it will take. You could have like 5 minutes of him just wandering around looking at stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Yeah.
But if they did something like that, would that cause people to switch off because nobody's saying anything? There's no action. He's just wandering around looking.
I mean, I don't think
so.
they'll do that.
That sort of
I don't think
they'd have to do something slightly different. But yeah, you're right. It's sort of there are bits that are going on, bits of action where you can. It's almost like joining up the panels, isn't it? In your head, you can sort of see the action going on as you get to the next panel.
It's one of these stories that takes place in like different time zones.
Yeah.
So it's switching between conversations that were had ages ago with what's happening now, and I'm not imagining that, am I?
Yeah, you are imagining that.
It was like a couple of weeks ago that I read it.
There was no, as far as I could tell, there was no forwards and backwards in time.
Oh, no,
There was a lot. There was a lot of switching. There was a lot of switching between locations and conversations.
There was also when the two people he brings back right at the start, he takes them to the museum and he takes.
Right, yeah, that's what it was. He
takes them through what happened because they have no idea. They just woke up in this different place.
Yeah. It does run in chronological order, but there's like bigger gaps between certain scenes than what you think.
Yeah. But I think the clever bit they did that, as well was it wasn't just like a bleeding over of another universe. It actually is a 10 by 10 block square,
just completely
or whatever,
swapped.
or not necessarily a square, but area has now swapped. So you go into the other universe, there's that part of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I liked that. And they built a wall around the area, which is now just a desert, because everything that was there, all of the plants couldn't survive, so they've all died off, and it's just turned into a desert.
The thing that it reminded me of was Lost. It had that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Where you don't know all the answers.
Yeah.
But it was alright, I enjoyed it.
It was okay. I can see that it is written to become a TV show.
Yes. It will be.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
Yeah. And it will probably be alright.
Yeah. It's the type of thing that I won't buy the single issues.
No.
Even though they're going to go up in price.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
And then enjoy it in a chunk of story.
Yeah.
So, thumbs up, thumbs down, what do you think?
I liked it.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Yeah.
It has promise, I think. Outlast kind of died off a bit, didn't it? It didn't kind of...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because it started off really strong, I thought, and then just lost its way.
Because me and Raven watched the first episode and then he got scared.
It's the kid, right?
You were scared.
It is rather
scared.
I think having that at the start of the show kind of killed the rest of the show, because it was nowhere near as good as that first episode. That's what they should have just been doing, that all the way through. You know, the weird kid stuff. It was good. It was really good. The freaky stuff.
Fair enough.
That's just,
is that it? I think we're done. We're not doing a read of the week next week, are we? Are we leaving it a week?
Yeah,
Do you want to?
Yeah, we'll leave it a week.
Yeah.
Leave it,
Okay. So that's it. I think we're finished, aren't we?
Yes.
Think of anything else?
No.
I'm shaking their head.
I'm not shaking my head.
Why not? Shake your head, Adam.
No.
Go on.
Go on.
No.
Right, we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, see you later.
Okay.
See ya. Bye.
See ya.